Hi, Sam Roberts here for Roberts Geospatial. So ProRaster version 2.2.04 is about to be released. It's a maintenance version with some important bug fixes and a few improvements. And I just want to show you one new feature that's in ProRaster Premium and ProRaster Scientific. So I've got ProRaster Scientific running. I'll create an algorithm and I'll just load up this raster. This is a aeromagnetic raster, so it contains magnetic data for the whole of New South Wales in Australia. So this is telling us what the strength of the magnetism of the rocks are throughout New South Wales. So we can zoom and pan around, and I might zoom in on a particular anomaly which is of interest. So here you have a couple of circular embedded, maybe 3 circular embedded features. So this might be some kind of mafic intrusion. And what I commonly want to know when I'm looking at rasters like this is, where in the world am I? What's nearby? And one solution is to add a WebMap layer, so we can add Google Maps onto this. And it tells us that we're near the town of Oberon. Of course, we can't see our magnetics now, so we can solve that by going into the algorithm property page and changing the blending rule. So I'll use the light table rule, which makes it easy to change the relative transparency of the layers that are on top and the layers that are on bottom. So now I've got my maps and my imagery, my raster imagery displayed at the same time. What I don't like about this kind of display is that you lose all the color saturation in the underlying raster that you're actually interested in looking at. So there's a new solution to work around this. So I'll just delete that maps layer and we'll go back to just our raster layer. And on the Add Layer button, you'll see a new option called Layer for WebMap Overlay. And then there's a few options here. And these are virtual rasters that I ship with the product. So let's choose the Google Maps overlay. So it's added a new layer. It's made some modifications to the algorithm to turn on blending and so forth, so that everything will work. You can see that we're now getting good saturation on our magnetic data underneath, on our raster data, but we're also seeing map data over the top, and it's basically in grayscale. So the way that this is working is that we're converting the Google Maps data or the WebMap layer, whatever it is, to grayscale. Then I'm putting that into a color lookup table layer. I'm doing some data transformations on that grayscale color so that I can enhance the black and I can fade out all the rest of the whiter colors. Then I'm using per pixel opacity modulation to increase the opacity over the darker pixels, the black pixels, and increase the transparency over all of the lighter pixels. So all of the light colors get blended away and all of the dark colors shine through. So in effect, we're just seeing the road information, the label information. We're actually seeing everything from the mapping layer, but most of it is blended out so it's virtually invisible, and we're just seeing the main information which tells us where we are in the world. So I ship a few of these with the product. You can make your own if you want from any other rasters that you have, just using that sort of recipe to do the modulation and the opacity modulation. So that's a new feature in version 2.2.04 in ProRaster Premium and ProRaster Scientific.